That shit's hot. Good boys. Good. What's good? What's good, everybody? Fuck, I burned my tongue. That shit's hot. Like a tricky market open. Because normally I'd expect London highs to be safe. We are in terms of this low. Previous PM session low. And that's not previous day low, is it? No, it should not be. Oh, it is. This is just previous day low. Previous day low down there. It's possible for today, so I'll keep it annotated. Good boys. Might be the last trading day. No, not necessarily. Today I'll be I will have my alpha accounts open. My main goal is to I want to pass these evals that I have. How's the sickness? Oh man. I feel like tomorrow will be my last day. I'm definitely still sick today. I feel like tomorrow, it's not the symptoms weren't as bad this time around. But it still sucks. There is news today, correct? The Zero Alpha Capital Group. Yes, I can go over that for you. Give me a moment here. Let's put up our market plan. In my opinion, pretty 50-50. Um, I'm leaning towards longs. Number one YouTube on your recap. Appreciate you, bro. I'm leaning towards longs, but it could very well go to previous day low. I'm leaning towards higher though. This 4-hour gap. Let me take a look at dollar index, which may help us treatment analysis. The dollar index has a daily bearish fair value gap higher. It could reach for that, or it could just go for previous day's low, which is right here. So I don't know. Again, dollar's also in a pretty 50-50 place, in my opinion. Is it going to go to previous day's high or previous day's low? It's still 50-50 for dollar. This is previous day's high. This is previous day's low. It's leaning lower as of right now, but that could change. If you look at YM, Okay, YM hasn't taken previous day's high yet. So there's an SMT there. But again, same situation. Does YM go to previous day's low or previous day's high? I really don't know. I think it's also 50-50. Obviously, order flow is bullish. Higher time frame is bullish. We saw a TGIF retracement already. The reason I'm leaning towards longs slightly is because the last thing we did was came down, swept out this low, 15-minute fair value gap, daily volume imbalance, and it seems a little bit unfinished over here. Like we didn't really have it's more of just a consolidation. I want to see a real run on sell side, buy side. So I'm leaning towards longs, but I could very well see, something like this. The good news is we're probably going to wait till 10 a.m. for news. So work them on PCE. I don't know how big the candle is going to be, brother. I'll be honest. With 4-hour candle open, do you pair PO3 with 4-hour? Yes, but not 10 a.m. candle. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about how I trade the power of three. Everyone always refers to 10 a.m. 4-hour power of three. That's not how I refer to it. The 4-hour power of three is 9:30 opening price. I'm trading the regular trading hour session. And if you go to the 4-hour chart in RTH, the candle is 9:30. It's not 10. And I would much prefer to trade it in that context that it's 9:30 instead of 10 because 9:30 offers very clear manipulation sometimes. Most of the time, the low of the candle or session forms in the first 30 minutes. Now, 10 a.m. open is still important, but I'm viewing that as a 30-minute. What's good, Grant? You think this is low and it goes higher? Yeah, I think that's very possible. It's not as clear for me, but I do think that's very possible. This is a 15-minute chart. Anyways, let me put up the game plan and I'll answer some questions. Most likely we're gonna be waiting until 10, but final annotation on ES right here. Okay, so these are the levels that I think are relevant. Obviously, this 15-minute gap also relevant. For the daily volume imbalance inside that. All right. So for journal sakes, we will write the following. I say closer to 50 than I would like, but I am leaning towards higher prices. Potential weekly target, which is November. Oh, high, still up. How much do you lose? What do you mean? How much money? Enough to keep me alive every day, or less. 10 a.m. news could be volatile. Game plan is to wait for 10 a.m. Let the market convince me. That's the game plan, I'll be honest. Could it be bearish? Previous day low is an easy draw for all indices, and previous day high for there. And that's the game plan, I'll be honest. 10 a.m. news should be volatile. Anyway, my main goal for today would be nice if we can pass these evals I have. They're already halfway, so we just need to make a little bit of money, a little bit, not much, just a little. Probably we'll risk either 500 or 1,000 on them. We'll see. I have my alphas open as well. How's everyone doing? How are you feeling today? A little bit better, but I still have the headache. Blue rectangle's a 15-minute bullish trade value gap. To be honest, I don't even need it. So I want to show you guys my journal. I'll leak what's inside, but let me see. Okay. I'm going to be using lagged. I'm going to be using this. So my journal here will have my daily log. Each day is one page. My weekly log, my monthly log, psychology log. 4 logs. This will be for the charts, and then next to the charts, I'll put my stuff. So, for example, like I'll put a chart here and say pre-market plan, 9:15 a.m., etc. Where is this? This is called OneNote. Called OneNote. I think it's a really good platform. Are you Canadian, Ronnie? Because bro, everyone in Canada is getting sick, bro. You spilled your coffee everywhere. That's the worst thing, man. When you bring something to your. Is it free? If I'm being honest, I'm not quite sure. Anyways, hopefully you guys have that pre-market plan. Drop down to a 1-minute chart for now. I mean, check the hourly actually. Yeah, same scenario. So, I mean, we came down below midnight, below 8:30. The only thing that I don't like about this is I want to see this happen at 9:30. It happened early at 8:30. It happens. Not a big deal. Makes it a little bit harder. Also, let me. Right. Ideally, you want to see the 9:30 power 3, not 8:30 open. But when are you going to start the private channel? I don't know. Let's say after my trip to New York, which is next week. No, I'm not a millionaire, bro. My trip to New York is next week. After that, we can all talk what we want to do. Maybe we'll switch to just YouTube. Maybe we'll do Discord. Maybe we'll do both. Maybe we'll change nothing. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, pre-market's been moving, bro. Is consistency reset? Yes, because your total profit would be 0, right? You can still request now. The consistency resets, but you can still withdraw from the previous money you made, right? So if you make 1,000, and then you request 500, and then you make another 1,000, you can still request more. Next week, no, next week I'm trading, but the week after next week I'll be on. I'll maybe still be trading, but I'll be in New York. I'm taking the trip, 1 week trip. To be honest, I'm hoping to get one more Alpha Futures payout before to finish off the year, but we'll see. We'll need a couple of wins. We'll see. I'm not gonna force it though. My plan right now is, to be honest, wait till 10 a.m. and that's it. Wait till 10 a.m. I don't see myself taking a trade right now. It's in a really weird place. Game plan is wait till 10 a.m. and then go from there. Only breaker no, do not do only the breaker candle. So if it's a bullish breaker, you want to mark the high, which is the high of the breaker, and then the low that put in the high. Yeah, well, I guess we're bullish. Why wait for 10 a.m.? Because, see, this pre-market moved a lot. It's not because of the news. It's because pre-market moved a lot. I'm anticipating... what's the word? I don't want to say consolidation, but I'm anticipating not a range expansion. You get me? If we could get a long from this opening range gap, that would be nice. Well, looks like we're going straight to the weekly target. Yo, why is pre-market? Why is this shit so clean right here? We sweep sell side, market structure shift, fair value gap, and we absolutely print all the way to the weekly target. Or I say London highs, but nah, I can't wake up for pre-market. You just gotta accept that you can't be a part of every single move. Yo, can I put you guys on, bro? Yo, everybody in chat, listen, I'm gonna actually put you guys on real quick. First of all, it's fucking hot in here. I'm turning on my fan, bro. Let me put you guys on, bro. First of all, I got these light bulbs, bro. I can control them with my phone on some Jarvis type shit. Hold on. Let me see if it works. I'll literally turn on lights from my phone. Boom. Boom. You see that? Okay, you guys can't tell because it's really dim. Hold on. Now it looks silly. Netflix stock? It's expensive. I wouldn't go with Netflix stock. Did Trump beat his meat live or something? Why is it pumping? I don't know. Alright. Boom. What are we feeling with purple? Lighting's better now, right? Or am I tripping? Not purple. The lighting better. The lighting better, guys? Not even from Timu, you haters. Wow, man. Someone just tell me if the lighting is better, like camera quality. We're talking like, you know. They were like $50 for two bulbs. I got it from Amazon. Is this a duty swings? But the lighting is buns. It's really buns. Like, damn, eh? No noticeable change. You can't tell that the room is literally purple. I think it's gonna continue up. Yeah, this candle for me. This is my weekly target. You think? I was watching. Def looks better. It's fire. It's tough. Thank you guys. All right, cool. Now we can get to flex number two. Not really flex, but I'm gonna put you guys on. First of all, look at this fucking box. You see this? It's a beautiful box. It's a beautiful ass box. You open the box. Very clean box. You have this journal inside. Yo, this journal, you need to get this for 2026. I ain't even gonna lie. Everyone needs this for 2026. I don't remember how expensive it was. It wasn't that expensive. But this shit is clean. This shit is really clean. It's a clean ass journal. Like, you have. Hold on. This is not for trading journal. This is for. What's it called? No, I'm not selling this. This is on Amazon, bro. This journal is for, let's say, trading psychology. Let's call it trading psychology. Because every single day you can put your goals, you can put, it's like really organized in that sense. Skills, etc. Stuff. Like, say you want to work on risk management. Say you want to work on following your rules. You go to your weekly list. It's be like right here, it's like, what's my goal? And then you see how many days of the week you can check off. Followed my rules. Followed my risk management. Was patient, etc., you know? And every single week, you can update your rules. So if you're doing weekly reflections, like that's how I trade, I do weekly reflections, I can say something like, okay, this week, man, I just want to focus on one thing. Patience. This one is by, no, it's by something Fox, I think. It's a Fox logo. Anyways, for those of you who want to improve your discipline and consistency, for some people, you guys probably think it's silly, but I don't think it's silly. I think it's a good way to improve your consistency. And then I got this shit too. Posted this shit in my Discord. I don't know if you guys can see. This shit's a big ass calendar. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what I'm gonna put on here yet. I don't know what I'm gonna put on that. I'm gonna hang it up on my wall. I don't know what's gonna go there, but I got it. Big ass calendar. So we'll do something with it. Anyways, I'm personally anticipating price to just immediately go. I hope not, but we'll see. I just be buying shit. Yeah, honestly, I just be buying shit, to be honest. I got excited when I saw it, so I was like, I'm a fucking buy. Is it against my rule? It's not a rule. I don't have any time restrictions on my trade, but I don't even wake up for pre-market. It's not a part of my routine to trade pre-market, you know? You got any hobbies? Trading, bro. Um, no, I wouldn't use 930. I would use this one. Did you got free flashlight with the light bulb? No, it's not free flashlight. It's literally just a light bulb. It's just a light bulb that you can connect your phone to. That one was from Gobi. I did get one more thing. Y'all see this? This is some classic. This is some shit ICT would use. Look how tiny this fucking journal is, bro. This shit is literally like, compared to my hand, like this shit is tiny, bro. You know how much is in here though, bro? Like, let me show you guys what a page looks like. Each page is 1 week, so you can put info. You can put something every single day for the entire year of 2026. So I don't know what I'm gonna use these for yet, but I'm sure I'll think of something. That's not tiny, bro. This shit's not tiny, bro. Bro, this is like the size of a credit card almost. That's huge. Yeah, you guys are rage baiting me, bro. It could be TGIF after buy side, yeah. And run to org. Now you guys are tripping. You guys would say that's fairly large? Bro, you hold on. I gotta put this into comparison. Alright. Hold on. Compare it to the other journal, bro. Like, look how small this shit is. The other, like, this is a regular book. This shit, this is like 3 inches, bro. It's huge, bro. You guys are tripping, bro. This shit's like 3 inches, bro. 4 inches. Anyways, the point is, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, But I know one thing that I always want to carry it around with me because I want to be that guy where it's like, oh yeah, I take out my pen and I'm just like, all right, what were you saying? So that's my 2026 toolkit. We may be able to. Honestly, I may be able to get an early long here. I said my girl said that was pretty big. I'm thinking about something like this. Wouldn't pass the account. Okay, so I'll tell you what I want to see. These blue lines right here, these blue lines, that's the opening range gap. We haven't went below 930 yet. Now, the best thing that could happen is something along the lines of like this. That would be great. But in fact, you could even short this right now, targeting this. To be honest, I probably missed it, but anyway, I don't want to take that short because I want to preserve the capital for post 10 a.m. Overall, my target is higher. This has been my target the entire week. I told you guys yesterday that I wanted this target, and if it wasn't hit yesterday, that it would be my goal for today. Now, obviously, game plans change. Um, Game plans change, but for now, I didn't tell you to long. Why would I? Why would I tell you to long and not long myself? If you're gonna lose, at least lose with me. You picked the route? No, I didn't take any trade. I don't trade pre-market. Did you trade gold at all? It's been a while since I've traded gold. I might start getting into it though, to be honest, and I'll tell you guys why. Because sometimes I understand that Nasdaq is just not it, you know. And if Nasdaq's not it, gold, fuck, get me off that chart. You can just trade gold sometimes, you know. Like, come on, gold is obviously bullish here, man. We sucked out the pre-market lows. We're gonna take out the pre-market highs. You know, is it tradable? Not really. Not really. Like this is pretty ugly for me. For me, I'd have to enter gold on like higher time frames. Anyways, the idea is to some days be like, okay, you know what? Today we're not gonna trade Nasdaq. We're gonna swap to gold. That's more of a goal I have for 2025 though. I don't see myself doing that now. Um, I can't seem to find the color that I like. Anyways, if we get this inversion, I'll go long before 10 a.m. I believe. This inversion right here plus sus block. I would go long on this just because it's very clean, one-sided narrative, clear draw, clear time, 9:30. Org, Confluence, filled in the gap. No reason to go lower unless we're going to take sell side. Good risk to reward. 45 for 100. I have my fundeds open, but my main goal for today is not to trade the funded. My main goal is to trade the eval. But I do have it open. Now, I would prefer this not inverse. I would prefer we do nothing until 10 a.m. because I would prefer to trade after 10 a.m. Just to make that clear. Like if I'm gonna trade before 10, I want it to really convince me. Like I'm going in with the mindset that I don't want to trade before 10. You know, I want the market to make me almost. When I'll trade the news because news can wick you out, even if you're right. Oh my god, I just made a mess. DXY, just look at the order flow. Like right now, DXY looks bearish, right? DXY looks bearish. So I'm bullish on NQ. 5-minute gap, premium, respected, order block, plus inversion, right? Whatever, you guys get the point, right? Standard deviations. DXY has the potential to run that low. Which means NASDAQ can be bull. What the fuck? You can be bullish. Now, I wouldn't take this setup. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't look like this candle will do it. 4. 15 minutes before news. This is like an eval trade. Like, it didn't even inverse. Take a look at YM. YM bullish as well. Yeah, I mean, I think this can play for an eval trade, but to be honest, for an eval trade, I can even do something like this. That's still 1.4 R. That's enough to pass. So we can play it really safe. If there was no 10 a.m. news, I'd be taking the trade. November 5th. Today, if we go above this, then yeah. That's my main target though. That's like best case scenario. I wouldn't aim for that. Yeah, like you could get in long now. I feel like I'd rather wait till 10 a.m. I can always take a position here with a stop loss here plus 1 point and target 1R. 1R wouldn't be enough. I'd have to risk 1500. Just shoot for 1.5 and just hope. Right? So like worst case, we just take a crazy position like this. All right? To pass for an eval trade, it's not bad. The reason you can, by the way, people always say like, oh, why do you take different trades eval? I'll tell you why. Because when you trade a funded account, you want to take the same trade that you would take 100 times because you're gonna have the account for a while, right? But eval, it's not about 100 trades on an eval. It's about this trade right now, right? You know, even if the trade is 1R or even less than 1R, right? I'm not saying take trades less than 1R. What I'm saying is you're not going to take 100 trades on an eval. You don't have to be consistent on an eval. You just have to win this trade right here. So if you see a really good trade that'll make money on an eval, you're not going to take that trade 100 times, right? You're going to take it once right now. So even if you were to take a trade like this, that's your target. Like a trade like this, that's not a bad eval trade. It's 1R. It'll grant you some money, you know. Well, it's not. Again, I don't mean one trade necessarily, like exactly one, but you can depending on the prop firm. But the ones that the accounts I have right now, they're already halfway past. I need another half, which I'm not gonna force today. But if I'm being honest, it will probably be forced today. We're kind of slowing down in here. I don't like that. Well, actually, I do like that because I don't want to take a long right now. But overall, price came down. Trade into org. We did not reach 25% or 50, so we could see a lower low than this one. It's possible. Alternatively, we just expand higher right now before news. Now, what I would prefer to see, what I can actually trade, would be if we get something like this and then 10 a.m. reverses. That would be A+, easy trade. great narrative. You know, if we're just gonna go up, there's a good chance I'll miss the move, at least on my fundeds. But we'll see. This is the 1 minute chart, and I don't really trade Asia. It also may be something I look to incorporate in 2026. I have the. It should be like this. My apologies. I don't think I have the facilities. I have a model for Asia. It's a good model. I like it. Um, I wouldn't say model. I'd say an approach, but I don't implement it. But I may implement it next year because the idea is I'm trying to take away from morning session. Sometimes I'd be not I'm gonna say forcing trades, but sometimes I take trades in the AM when in reality there was a better opportunity in Asia or gold, and I want to be there for the best opportunities. You know, I don't want to. Oh, I have to trade morning session, morning session. You know, but that can be dangerous, right? You don't want to be the guy who trades AM, Asia, gold, and you're looking at everything. You have to be. That's why I didn't do it my first 2 years, but I think 2026 gold trading and Asia session. Um, I've already implemented lunch and PM, so there's levels, right? Me 1 year ago, I only traded morning session 9:30 to 11. I wouldn't even extend it to 11:30. SMT there. You can pass funded X in 1 day. Depends which plan you got. So now I trade lunch PM session, which has honestly really helped my P&L. You guys know in the Discord, I always show you guys my PM trades. I don't think it's a coincidence that I trade PM session really well and it's off live stream. Everyone always asks me, "Oh, stream PM, stream PM." I don't want to stream PM because I win a lot in PM and I don't live stream. So no, the idea wouldn't be to be on the charts the whole day. The idea would be if I go into morning and it's not clear, I come back trade PM session. You know, like the idea is to be there for the best opportunity. I'm not gonna sit there on gold and Nasdaq and wait every single candle and see where. Like I'm not gonna sit there watching the whole time. You know, stop trading AM live. Eventually, I'll move to Discord. So it's okay. A long gold. Yeah, the gold hit TP. Yeah, see, very nice, very nice. Not a clean setup, but it's obviously bullish, right? Dollar move lower. Dollar still moving lower. YM doing its YM almost at previous day's high. So far looks pretty good. What time do you trade Asia? I don't, but it would be 7 to 9. 8 p.m. is that sweet spot. 8 to 9 is that sweet spot. Appreciate you, DP. Anyways, I don't think I can take this trade. It's just slowly grinding up. There's 10 a.m. news. Like definitely not for my not something I would take on my funded. You could argue mistrade for eval, but like I don't really care about that. Um, and I say that because they're called. It could have easily just consolidated in here, and then 10 a.m. did whatever it wanted to do. You know, in my opinion. So all that for 1 hour? Why are you hating, bro? 1 hour is 1 hour, bro. That's money. So we're watching the target in here. Look at 1 micro just got 10 a.m. Nice, but that's good management. That's good. That's good in my opinion. All this praying. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't be praying for your trade because then if you lose, you're going to be devastated probably. But no trade so far. Just the tape reads long. Yeah, you might be able to get shorts, but I probably wouldn't want to fade the longs. Like, um, we'll draw this out like a gap here. I think if price is going to go above the high here, then this imbalance. I know it's kind of hard to see, but notice this accumulation right here happens below true day open, and then it goes. That's really nice signature in price. 5 minutes until news. Would I ever do something like this? Nah, I just wait. Why not take that long? Um, because of 10 a.m. news. You know about shawarma, bro? I know about more shawarma than anyone in the chat, bro. How about that? I'm a shawarma expert, bro. I'm $2,300 away from passing my top step eval. That's good, but you saying that comment worries me because I feel like you already may just be chasing the money, keeping track of all. Don't worry about that, bro. Just trade. Like I don't know if you guys know, on my funded accounts, I don't even look at the balance. I come back out on Friday and I look at my balance. Uh, Sometimes, like I'm not even joking. Sometimes I'll be like $20 away from a payout, and I didn't even know because I wasn't keeping track. But I know myself. If I start keeping track of the money on my funded account balance, I'm gonna start doing dumb shit. I already know. I already know. So, you see the PJ indicator? I did see it, the IFEG one, I think, or something. Yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. Not my style, but like I said, because when I'm trading, again, for most people, they're gonna think this is stupid. When I'm trading, my goal is not to get a payout. My goal is to take a good trade. I don't need to see what the balance is. The balance, the balance will be reflectant of my trading. You know, I don't have to look. I don't have to keep track. I don't care how much I'm up or down. It doesn't change anything. It's not my goal isn't to make money. I don't need to look. If you're in a trade with alpha futures, you either exit right now or after 10:02. Entry or stop. Assuming it's a funded account. If you're down, does that reflect your trading? It could, but no, not necessarily. What if I took 4 amazing trades that I would take again every single time, manage my risk every single time? Does it reflect bad trading? No, it reflects 4 losses. Yeah. The indicator of bad trading isn't your P&L. That's what I'm trying to say. The indicator of good trading isn't your P&L. But when you focus on the P&L, that could lead to bad trading. You know? If I take profit or just break even with news. If you're asking what I would do or what you should do. It really depends on the scenario. The answer I can give you is look at the scenario of your account and what makes the most sense in terms of money management. You know, do you need the 43 extra points? If I was in a long, I would just sit break even and put my TP there for 45 extra points. That's $100. That's what I would do. No, not with alpha futures. It's as simple as this. On a funded account with alpha futures, no executions. It's a rule break, yes. So it's not it's a rule break, but they won't like take away your account, but they will deny your payout. No executions in the 4 minute window. You can stay in it, but you can't get stopped out until after 10:02. So like if you entered the long, your stop's probably gonna have to be here. But you already executed before? Yeah. But what about the execute after? You know? Because yeah, then what if people they buy at 9, say pretend it was NFP. They buy at 820 827, they buy and then they hold it through and they say, "Oh, I bought it before." Yeah, you bought it before, but you're still taking a trade before news. So how did they prevent that rule? No entries or exits 2 minutes before or after. So, yeah, I'd remove your stop. That's what I would do. Even if you hit stop loss. Now listen, I'll be honest. What will they do? what they'll do is they'll deny your payout for that cycle, but most likely you'll keep the money in the account if you win. So it's actually not the worst thing, because say you made a lot of money off news, then you can what's it called? You make a lot of money off news, then you get denied one payout, but then the next payout you can request that money you made, right? So it's still fine. Yeah, don't close now. Just wait. No, you gotta wait till after 10:02. No executions. No executions 2 minutes before or after. Win, lose, break even. None of that. So you got a minute and 30 seconds. If that's what you want to do. This news candle, yeah, didn't do much. I was expecting a lot more. But it also could just induce. No, eval, you're good. The 5-minute invert. Any pre-market long was really good. If you got in anything here, that's pretty nice. Anyway, so we got some volatility. I like that the target's still open. If 10 a.m. can move lower, I don't know if it will, but if it does, say this 5-minute gap, we get a silver bullet setup. I would like that. 5-minute order block, 5-minute fair value gap. If my SL gets hit right now, it's a rule break. On alpha futures funded accounts, yes, but if you can wait, you'd have to wait 30 seconds more. I feel like it's not, I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but I feel like it's not that complicated, guys. No executions, 2 minutes before, or the 4-minute window, 2 minutes before or after. No orders can be filled. That's it. No orders can be filled. It's the same rule with take profit. It's the same rule with funded next. That you just can't enter. Well, then that wouldn't solve the issue though, right? Because then you could just get in right before, and then you can exit on when news finishes, right? So you could still just get lucky and make a shit ton of money. Because their payout cap is so large, it's 15K payout cap, right? It would be very unfair. So right now you can do whatever you want. Now you're good. Now you're good. So we traded to the 5-minute bullish fair value gap. I really can't take this trade. You know, if you wanted to, you could try something like this. Even with a stop loss, like here, maybe, I don't know. It's too high up. You really had to get in here. I was expecting way more importance on 10 a.m. and I was just wrong. You know, 10 a.m. was really not that significant. It seemed like there was a lot of news stacked there, but you can trade news on eval. Your biggest day can't be 40% of your total. Yes. Yes, no order. It would just your payout will be denied for that week. Then you have to become eligible again, and then you can request a payout. Though they won't take away your account or anything. I'm pretty sure if you make money, they won't even take the money away. I think they just deny your one cycle payout. It's possible though. Possible. Why didn't you trade continuation model? Where? Here? Because of news. Orange box is a suspension block. They take your money if you make. Okay, there you go. My bad. No, actually, it's not a sus block. What am I saying? Again, you could maybe argue buying this fair value gap. None of these trades really bring my eye. 1.5R maybe. Break even at the buy side. I've been getting grilled by this week's price action. New all-time high this month needed. I would love a new all-time high. I'm gonna take a look at NVIDIA, and if it's over 195, I'll be 185. Sorry, I'll be very happy. So mid, bro. We're not even a high of day. Although it did reach 184.63. I like that. On Tuesday. Yeah, the good thing about alpha is when you pass, you get your account right away. They're very quick with that. Anyways, looks like we'll probably deliver the target. Very nice buy model. DXY? It's just consolidating. You have to keep in mind, DXY has already hit its weekly objective, which were these lows. So anything else is just extra sauce. If I was in this tape read, I would go break even right here. Just because I don't know if you have to, but it's already a high of day protraction model, right? So yeah, new didn't do much. Daily payouts for TradeFi, pretty much the same as Take Profit Trader. Why isn't the FEG the invert? Why isn't the high? It also is an inversion. I prefer this one though because it's in discount. So for an entry, I want to enter in discount. Also remember, this is the move. You want to enter somewhere in here, so you could enter here. Do I plan on shorting? Not necessarily, but we'll see what happens. Yep, your projections would look like this. That's why I like this target right here. -1. This, I know it looks kind of weird. You guys can't see. I'll make it a different color. This box, I think, is probable for today. Not the strongest setup. The risk is not the best. Again, could have been an eval trade, but the reason I didn't enter, I wanted my entry here, but 10 a.m. news made me skeptical of entering before that. Eval has consistency rule of fund and doesn't. Will you buy? Which firm? That's what Take Profit Trader has. We'll see if this Survival delivers the final stretch. I don't think it will, but we'll see. Shorts in mind. I still think there's room for higher, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't look for shorts. I'd have to really be convinced. We'd have to break below here. Boom. Then you can start looking for objectives here. But as of right now, no. I think there's room for higher personally. Like here, I think it's possible we get here. Very possible. Are you more discretionary than mechanic? Yo, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give you guys some sauce. I want someone here to prove me wrong. There's no such thing as discretionary trading. There's literally no such thing. It's all patterns. You may think you're being discretionary, but in reality, it's just a pattern you knew from before. If you think like, oh, it's not a pattern, but I'm leaning towards longs, it's because you see something that you've seen before that's leaning you towards higher prices. There's no such thing as discretionary trading. Like, it's a pattern. It's something you saw before that's making you think that way. They're just adding it like their own, you know? Like, oh, if it's like, call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's just pattern recognition. Isn't intuition. What's intuition? Intuition, it's not intuition. Intuition is like, oh, I think it's gonna go up, so I'm gonna click buy. No, that's not what's happening. You think it's gonna go up because you see something that you've seen before that's telling you. Isn't that just a model then? It's always a model. Just because you don't write it down and you know the exact steps doesn't make it discretionary. That's what discretionary. So when people say discretionary, at least people on social media, when they call it discretionary trading, they're basically saying like there isn't a specific set of rules that they follow. They just trade what they see. Trading what you see, that's a pattern, you know? It's still a model, you just haven't formally written it down or whatever. So Not a model, but pattern recognition. That's exactly what a model is. A model is simply a pattern being recognized, and then you trade it. There's SMT there, but I'm still bullish personally. What's minimum payout on Apex? I think minimum of 500 maybe. Will be easily replaced by AI. It's possible. I mean, listen. By the way, most successful traders out there, they get to when they're making a lot of money from their model, they automate that shit. All of them. They all hire someone or they work for a company or firm that has big money and they just automate it. That's what they do. It's really hard to do it though because there's so many things to implement into a system, you know? The risk management, the stop loss placement, the pyramiding, every trader has a different system. That's exactly what they do though. You think like trader will have their model? It's not that hard depending on your system. Right? If it's simple, then okay, but like my model in my opinion would be pretty hard to automate. Like I would have to, like it would take months. And you're not just gonna sit there and be like, buy off this inversion. Like there's way too many things. There's no automated strat. Of course you can automate ICT, bro. You can automate anything. It's just gonna take a long time. You have to get all the factors hit. So in my opinion, no such thing as discretionary trading. It's just people who are lazy to write down their models. I'm not gonna say lazy, but they don't want to. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's a model, man. They just haven't formally made it a model. It's pattern recognition, which is exactly what a model is. Pattern. I went long? No. I think all trading is discretionary. I don't think that's true, man. It's all pattern recognition. Narrative is the most important part. You can't pattern trade ICT. No, you can't pattern trade ICT, but you can automate the patterns. Like narrative is just patterns. It's the exact same thing. Tell me what about narrative is not a pattern? Everything about narrative you develop is patterns. It's literally all patterns. Narrative comes from patterns. Why are you bullish? Because we came into this fair value gap and we have this high open and that can all be automated. You know? Nobody's listening, bro. I know. But you don't take the same patterns every time. You choose which one by intuition. Okay, so you have multiple models then. That's all that is. TP's at 25880, hypothetically. Narrative says why price should go. There's anticipation. Yes, why price should go. How do you determine that as a trader? It's patterns. You're not just saying, oh, price should go here because I feel like it. No, price should go here because we respected org. We have the inversion. There's a 5-minute bullish fair value gap, silver bullet. We broke above the highs. We have a clear drawn liquidity on daily chart. That's all patterns. It's all patterns. Institutions don't use patterns? Brother, of course they use patterns, bro. It may not be the patterns we use. It's literally all patterns. Order flow is pattern recognition, not narrative. It's all patterns. It's all pattern recognition. There isn't a single thing about trading that's not pattern recognition. Alpha, do you want to know why I didn't take that news? Because there's a pattern for when I take trades before 10 a.m. news, that 10 a.m. news can be volatile. It's still a pattern. It's me recognizing the pattern that news at 10 a.m. can be too much volatility. 10:30 is not a macro. It's a candle open, but yeah. No arguments. You don't have to apologize or anything. Someone said discretionary trading is trader controlled decisions. Yes, I agree with you. But every single trader's controlled decision comes from pattern recognition. There isn't a single decision unless someone just says, I'm going to click buy because I feel like it. Which is never, no one has ever said that. Like, oh, I feel like it's going to go up. I don't know why though. There's no reason on the chart. I just feel like it. No, it's not trying to be different. You guys are the ones trying to be different, bro. It's still a pattern. You know? Give me, okay, how about this? Someone in chat, give me one example of discretionary trading. One. Give me one example of a trade that was taken off of discretion. Just give me one. Besides just saying, like, besides just randomly coming and clicking buy, that's not intuition. That's just gambling. You see a pattern you've seen before, it's not your chosen model. That's still pattern recognition, though. That's not discretionary. It's just you haven't formally made it your model. You see a pattern you've seen before, but it's not your chosen model. Okay, but if you take the trade, then it is your chosen model. If you don't take the trade, well, then you're still not discretionary. Okay. Someone said, I shorted 10 a.m. news with limit at 8:10 because I felt like news would dump. Why did you feel like news would dump? Were you just hoping, or was there a reason on the chart that you thought news would dump? Prod 4. No reason on the chart. I just felt it within me. Then you're gambling. That's a gamble. That's not discretionary. That's a gamble. That's hopes and dreams, bro. Don't tell me you think that's discretionary trading, bro. I felt it within me. There was no reason. It hit though? Yeah, you got lucky, bro. You just felt it? You just felt it? Yeah, that shit's a gamble, bro. It's not a gamble if you know you'll win. You don't know you're gonna win. But it's discretion as to whether or not you choose to take that pattern. This I can understand when you say there's discretion. Listen. I'm gonna answer that question because that's the point that the argument that people always make. It's your discretion to which model you take, correct? It's your discretion which pattern you take. But what makes that you think it's discretion. You think it's you who gets to decide which model to take. It's not you. It's your ability to recognize patterns that tell you which model to take. So yeah, it's up to you to decide, oh, I don't want to take this trade. That's discretion. No, it's not. It's pattern recognition. Because I know that this specific trade I should not take based on patterns. It's not based on my feeling. Based on, you get me? Discretionary is a term used in professional money management. Discretionary equals active management versus passive. Yeah, see? I like Noah, bro. For example, Ben won't take a trade that isn't his model. That's not discretionary. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say there's no such thing as discretionary trading. That's the exact argument I can make. There's no such thing as discretionary trading. I trade all discretionary. That's the thing though. You think it's discretionary, but it's not. It's all you're making decisions based on patterns that you've seen before in the charts. You may not have a formally written this pattern means this pattern means that, because it's all in here. The fact you are choosing which setup makes it discretionary. That's not true. You think that, but what? Hold on. Let me answer this guy's. Let me get to this guy's point. The OT, the future. You choose which setups, which is what makes it discretionary. That's a good point. But the reason you choose is based off pattern recognition. So, for example, this is my model. I chose not to take it. Why? Because it's 10 a.m. news. Does that make it discretionary? No. It means in my model, I have a hidden component that says if it's 10 a.m. news, don't take the trade. It's still a model. You just haven't formally completed your model. That's all it is. When you choose to not take a trade that your model forms, there's a reason behind it. You think it's tomato? It could be tomato. You're right about that, to be honest. ML model, because the reason the model wouldn't be able to make that decision is because that model's complete. So for example, the 10 a.m. news scenario. This is my model. I take it every single time, except when there's 10 a.m. news. That's not discretionary. That's just a rule that I haven't implemented into my model. The model's not complete then. You know? That's all it is. The model's not complete. I think London low is out of question, yeah. You were saying the same thing, you just phrased it different. I can understand that it's potentially just tomato, but the point I'm trying to make is every single trading decision you make is based on pattern recognition. That's the point I'm trying to make right now. You may think it's just your ability to read price. Your ability to read price is your ability to see the patterns. That's your ability to read price. There's another 5-minute gap right here. Jacob, yes it can though. That's the thing. He said an AI bot wouldn't be able to fade a setup because it didn't like the way a specific candle formed tick by tick. So what do you mean? You mean the 1 second chart? You mean the displacement? What factor are you looking? Because it didn't like. What do you mean didn't like? That's subjective. But you can make it not subjective is what I'm trying to say. You didn't like the way this candle formed. Okay, was there not enough speed? Because you can code that. Was there not enough body? You can code that. Did the candle move too much down before going up? You can code that. Whatever it is, you can code it. No, but what's subjective about that? What's the subjective component, Jacob? You tell me. Aren't we trading? I am. There's no clear model. We're tape reading this setup right now, but I'm not gonna chase it. By the way, I'm not arguing with anyone. Like just friendly conversation. What's the thing you can't code? What you see and decide based on a candle how it forms live is subjective. You think it's subjective, but it's not subjective. What you see and decide based on how a candle forms. Every candle forms. So you're saying like how a 1 minute candle forms? The blue box is a daily bearish fair value gap. There's things you can't code. Give me one example. Give me one example of something you can't code. That's probably a good way to go about this. Give me that's a great question. Give me one example of something you cannot code. But why would you say that's bullish? There has to be a reason. Appreciate you, Evan. FEG, bro, of course you can code FEG liquidity and levels. What? That one's out of question. Of course you can code that. Do traders code their starts? Yeah, the best traders in the world do. Why would anyone trade if they can code it? Because it's not easy, and it takes a really long time. And they do, by the way. The best traders in the world, the best traders in the world. I would recommend you guys read Market Wizards. Traders who like made an insane amount of money, they get to a point where they just code, and then they continuously to update their code. Can you code which liquidity bearish or bullish is stronger and thus deciding buys for the day? Yes, but you have to code multiple factors. You can't code AI bot to tuck me in at night. No, we're just talking. I mean, yeah, we are talking to talk because there's not really a setup in here. We could also tape read this. It's also a protraction model. It's too high up for my liking. Anyways, for those who want to continue the debate, give me one example of something you cannot code. Give me one example. Because if you can give me one example, then I'm wrong, right? Then obviously there's something discretionary. But if you can code it, you can't say it's discretionary. You can't make it. Oh, bro. I was talking about trade. I said memories. First of all, you probably can. You just have to sit there and memorize all your memories. When I started trading, I found. Can you move the market up? Bro, it's already moving up. You can code any aspect of trading. There isn't a single thing that you cannot code. That's the point I'm trying to make. At the end of the day, whatever you think it is, you can code it. Exactly. It's going to be difficult because there's so many variables. But you can code it all. It would just take a really long time. And you'd have to sit there and know. Because it's not discretion. That's what I'm trying to say. You all know you're a market maker, just hit my TP. You can't code bias? Of course you can. You can't code gut feeling. Gut feeling comes from patterns on the chart, which you can code. Now, if you literally just have a feeling like there's nothing based on the chart, you can't code AMD though. It will never be 100% correct. Of course you can. You can code accumulations. You can code moves outside of those accumulations that take out lows, that enter fair value gaps, that enter new week opening gaps, that trade to opening range gaps, that offer a CISD higher or displacement higher within a certain time interval. The only thing you can't code is feeling. And when I say feeling, I mean completely not related to the charts. Like, you genuinely just have a feeling like it's going to go higher. Which means you're just trading hopes at that point. Yeah, the Germans are taking over my YouTube chat. No, you can't, because the model you code wouldn't be able to identify it accurately enough. Okay, give me one example. You think the program will be nearly as accurate? No, it has to be really advanced because there's so many factors in play. The higher blue box is the daily bearish fair value gap. There's so many factors in play that eventually it'll be better. No, it's not. It's not. It wouldn't be optimal for us. Like, if I was to code my model, you know how many factors there are in my model when I choose to take it or not? There's so many. I don't know how to code all that. You literally cannot accurately code AMD. Of course you can. Give me one example of something you cannot code. Accumulation of inflation distribution. Yes, you can. You can code to identify accumulation periods. Identify it. What is accumulation? Certain amount of candles at a certain time, a certain candle range, certain percentage of the daily average range. You can definitely code accumulation, and if you can code accumulation, you can of course you cannot code unexpected news. Well, yeah, you can't predict candles with code, obviously. I'm not saying you can predict candles. There are many, yeah, there's a lot of factors. And yeah, eventually it will be as accurate as you. Then why is there no one trying to code ICT? Because it's way too hard. It would take way too much time. There's so many variables. There's so many variables that it wouldn't be as accurate as you. That's the point I'm trying to make. Now, if you sat there and spent months, right? Now, there are some very simple models. No one codes ICT because it's discretionary. I think I give up. It is worth it. Yeah, no, you can definitely. I give up, bro. Execution without execution factor. You can also code execution factors. Close the trade if you see this. Hold the trade if you see this. Move the stop loss to here if you see this, and you can do that unlimited amount of times. You can do that. This is a tape read. I didn't think it was worth risking funds. In what sense do you think discretion does exist? I don't think it exists at all. I think every single aspect of trading can be coded. Maybe I don't know exactly what the definition of discretion is, but the point I'm trying to make is every single aspect of trading can be coded. Can I do it? Can I code my model? Hell no. It would take so long for me to do that. I might as well just trade it myself. Like I wouldn't be able to code it as accurately as me. But can I? Is it possible? Of course. And if something's possible to code, then it's not discretion. A model wouldn't be able to say yes. I don't think it would be worth risking funds. Of course it can. You just have to put that in the model. Why would it not be worth risking funds? Well, because it's near high of date. It's too far in premium. Because there was 10 a.m. news. Because the objective's too close. Because the candles are small bodies. Because a thousand reasons, which all can be coded. That's the point I'm trying to make. Now the model can't adapt on the exact spot, but you can teach it beforehand. That's the point I'm trying to make. You can code everything before. You just have to know what you have to put into the model. That's it. Yeah, potential re-entry. Why do big hedge funds lose? Because they suck, bro. They trade like EMAs and shit, but they don't. Most big hedge funds make money, don't they? Where did you get the statistic that most of them lose? I mean, huge hedge funds, where they have so many investors piled in. I'm gonna assume they're making money. Otherwise, I don't know why would people give them so much money, right? You know what you can't code? You know what you can't code? Fear of missing out, over trading, revenge trading, over risking, breaking rules. Now that's the shit you can't code. And that's why the best traders in the world, they sit there for months, maybe years, and they continuously build their model into code. It's more effective. It's just way too hard. Like, that's crazy. That's hard to do. No, I'm not done for the day. I'm honestly still waiting. 1050 macro short might be an option, but I have to see if this level gets hit. Then we can maybe get TGIF. You can code that. I just have to code the over risk. I just mean like that wouldn't happen if you coded. Got if I have 6 or 7 different 1030 models and I have the discretion to choose between which one is relevant to price action on the day. Oh, wow. I like this guy's question. You have 6 or 7. Okay. What you need to do, I'll give you a better scenario. Say you had 20 models. You had 20 models. Yeah, your chat's funny, bro. Chat's so funny, bro. TGIF can happen multiple times in one day. Say you have 20 models. Auditor's nightmare. You have 20 of them. There's going to be something on the charts that tells you which ones to take and which ones to not take, right? There's going to be something. You may not know what it is. Maybe you can't quantify it or identify it. Maybe it's the speed of the candle. Maybe it's the body. Maybe it's the lack of the inversion. Maybe it took too many candles to form. There's going to be something there that you can code. And that's going to tell you which one to take and which one to not take. Now, obviously, the code cannot learn it immediately. Of course, you can code your model. Oh, you're sick too, bro? Yeah, I'm sick too. Discretion is the freedom to decide what to do in a particular situation. I agree our decisions are based on pattern recognition, but that doesn't mean it isn't discretion. Is that what discretion means? If so, then there is something called discretion. Discretion is with the freedom to decide what to do. Meaning, like, you're not bounded by a set, strict rule? Is that what you're saying? Like, that's what discretion is? You're just not bound by a specific amount of rules? But I feel like they are still rules. They're just not written rules, you know? Again, like, I don't know. Isn't it just not like written rules then? Like, oh, I'm not gonna take this trade because this. Okay. That's just a rule that you haven't written down, you know? Yo, YouTube chat? I'm seeing people type in YouTube chat I've never even seen in my life. There are so many German people in my chat right now. I agree with you, Shant. Gaddie, I'm a CS student. Let's get in contact. I want to code your model. It will take some time, but it will be worth it. Let's prove them wrong and go to the moon. The easiest model for me to code would be my classic model. Or my macro protraction model. Maybe I will contact you, bro. You know what that means in German? No, I do know a couple German words. Krankenhaus. Krankenwagen. That's all I know. Bro, when I figured out that hospital is Krankenhaus, that shit made me laugh. That shit made me laugh so much, bro. And then ambulance is Krankenwagen, right? That shit made me laugh so much. That's so funny, bro. Which model makes you the most money? Well, the model that makes me the most money is my reversal model, but that's my lowest win rate model. The model that my highest win rate, listen, I'll be straight up. My highest win rate model is my protraction model, but to be more specific, my 1050 macro protraction model, bro, that model, it's come to the point where if it forms inside 1050 macro, it's like I just give it A plus most of the time. 1050 macro protraction. It's low RR, doesn't usually give you more than 2, but it's a really high probability model. I really like it. It's one of my favorite. And it forms often. It's every day. You generally just have to know which direction. The one bad thing about that model is it'll sometimes form both directions. For example, yesterday I took that model long, but it actually was short. I'll show you. Like yesterday, that 1050 macro protraction was really nice, but I was on the wrong side. So I took so 1050 macro, I took the protraction long. I don't know where I entered. To be honest, I was entered already earlier. But this is the protraction model short right here. As soon as this candle closes, boom. 1047 going into the macro. That's your short. It was a really nice 1050 macro protraction. It's just a continuation model. It doesn't have to be... I just call it protraction because I want to label it myself. Because my criteria is a little bit different than most people. December's been tough, I agree. Right now, game plans wait till 1050. 2 ideas. Idea 1, if 1050 would give it the move. Idea 2, 1050 being here, 1050 being here. I'll take either. You're down $1,000. That's a lot, bro. I'll be honest, that's a lot. Can you explain a bit more about your protraction model? Sure. Very simple. Opening price of any candle above 30 minutes. Doesn't matter if it goes up. You wait for it to go down. The idea is very simple. Whatever... This is sauce. I'm going to tell you guys sauce right now. Focus on this drawing. My protraction model is all based on the premise that we've put in a low. We're trying to predict lows in bullish markets. Okay? Not highs. We're not trying to pick the top. But we can identify high probability lows. So when you see this signature in price, opening price, and we go lower and put a low and move up, for example, 930 open, goes up, puts in the low. Anything after that is a protraction model. So, sorry, not this low. But once you set that low below the opening price, you can now look for your protraction model. So that sets the stage. Okay? Meaning anything from this low to our objective, you're looking for protraction models. Okay? So if this is the range, you're looking for protraction models. So what are you looking for? You're looking for other lows to be put in. Okay? So if we get something like this, okay, that's a low. that you're going to assume is put in, right? If we get something like this. That's the idea. Now, it can be any time frame, does not matter. The idea is simple. Once we've manipulated below the opening price and set the stage for a distribution higher towards a target, you're looking for high probability lows to be put in where you can trade off of. That's it. It's going to look like a market maker model, but there's a really keen element on time because these lows, I look for them at specific times. So why do I wait for 10 a.m.? Why do I wait for 10:30? Why do I wait for 10:50 macro? That's the time I look for the lows to be put in. So it's not just looking for retracements. There's specific times that I want to see these lows get put in. Okay, I'll give you guys some examples now. So when I gave you guys the example for 10:50 macro, right? That's why I said what I want to see is 10:50 macro start, and if we put in a low and move up, I can take a long and trust that low. Why do I trust that low? Because I trust this one here. Because this low is safe, and my target is still there. If my target's gone, that kills the narrative, right? That kills it. Once the target's hit, you killed the narrative. This low right here, this is a 10 a.m. power of 3 protected low. 10 a.m. open, trades higher, puts in a low, right? This low right here. We get the order block, fair value gap. This is a 10 a.m. protraction model, okay? Why? Because this low is safe and the target's still open. That's why I tape readed this trade, 10 a.m. protraction model, okay? Now, what do you have to wait for? 10:30. Where's 10:30? 10:30 is right here, okay? This is 10:30. Did we put in a low below 10:30? No, so we don't trade this. We wait for after. Now we're putting in a low below 10:30. That's why I said, if the market does something like this, right, and we expand above this, then I can trust whatever low is put in here, right? That would be a 10:30 PO3 protraction model. If it gets extended to 10:50, that'd be a 10:50 macro protraction. So these are things like I don't necessarily say out loud, but when I say like I wouldn't take this, I wouldn't take. That's what I'm looking for. That's what it is. Every single low that I'm looking to deliver an expansion needs to be on the premise of time. That's how I trade. That's exactly how I trade. I pick bottoms in bull markets. I put tops in bear markets until my target is reached. So step 1, identify the target or identify the high probability direction. 2, identify high probability targets. Step 3, if it's bull market, look for high probability lows. Bear market, high probability highs. And step 5 is take a good entry. And then that's where I have my entry checklist or my trade checklist. No, I'm not in a trade. So we got one more period of time. We're going to look for that 10:50 long. That'll be our last opportunity for the week. So there's my lesson. ICT Bumboy. Gattie's. Yo, what you guys talking about Gattie in German, bro? What's going on, bro? No trades for me today. I wanted the long here. This is the one I would only actually take. This one's not good enough. It's not risk optimal. How about short IFVG plus SMT? Nice, yeah. YouTube chat's popping today. As soon as, yeah, bro. As soon as one of the Germans started talking, everyone came through. But you have emotion? Maybe. Even silver, yeah, silver bullet right here. 1001. Where'd you come up with the name Gattie? It's my last name, bro. Yeah, we're trading NQ. How did it feel talking to ICT? Something light, bro. Something light. No, it was actually really nice. $15-minute fair value gap could set the stage. I'm not gonna mark it out. Just know that we're trading inside of a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. So if we get a displacement higher, again, I can trust this low in that period of time. Now, what's the actual criteria? I tend to look for an order block or an inversion fair value gap. Pretty nice 5-minute gap right here. So there isn't any fair value gap besides here, 834. So if we close above 834, 30-second IPG, maybe we could trade that. The risk to reward has to be good. If it's 1.5 or above, I'll take it. TGIF? I would want to see TGIF after we reach this box. It can go lower now, but I want to see after here, ideally. Dollar. Yeah, I don't want to relook at dollar because it's just choppy, probably. Yes. YM took out previous day's high. Montana Black. Ooh, that, bro. Ooh, that. Ooh, that. Ooh, that. Ooh, that. If we immediately expand right now, I'd probably go buy. I'd probably go long. Only closer. Ooh, I would never know that. Okay, 3 minutes until the macro after this candle. So this would be an order block. Now I can always buy it like here. "30-second inversion? Yeah, I like that. 30-second chart. You can see 5-minute fair value gap plus the sweep. If we get the inversion, I'll trade that. Bullish fair value gap here. Equal highs. Good risk to reward. What's the risk on that? 25. All right, boys. One and only trade for the day. 30-second ITG. Low risk trade. Will be my one and done for the day. I won't take anything else after this. I'll record this one. So 10:50 macro in 1 minute. I'm watching this on the 30-second chart. There's a breaker in here. We can trade back into that. I'm gonna leave my stop right where it is. It's gonna just be a set and forget trade. Set and forget kind of trade. The one and done. Nope, I want to see this act as an order block. Forget about that. It is 931 candle. Really strong move lower there. Last line of defense, this bullish fair value gap. We may get SMT'd with ES. Possible. Top should be at, yeah, right there. It looks like we're gonna get SMT'd with ES. Very possible. ES looks a little bit more bullish. Quite a bit nicer on the S&P. Do get stopped out there. If the SMT, no, I don't think I'd re-enter, to be honest. It's a good idea. It looks like the macro is going to deliver lower. It was more. That was more like a now or never type of trade. This looks like it may really go down. Where did we go down from? Is what I want to see. There's a 4-minute gap in there. I mean, we'll just see. There is an SMT there, but I don't think it's gonna go higher. Yeah, I like that trade. I don't see myself taking another one, but we'll sit here and tape read. I'd expect this to go to 10 a.m. low. Where's 10 a.m.? Right here. If it's gonna be bearish, most likely 10 a.m. low. I don't think December's been all that bad, to be honest. A little bit tricky, but there's moves. It's possible we get something like this, but damn, man. This is why you got to trade with a stop loss, because imagine you didn't have a stop loss on this trade, you'd be absolutely cooked right now. I'll probably full port the rest of these evals in PM session. Make my life easier. Say it. Say what? Say it, Gaddy. Say it. Say what? What do you guys? Bucks Dilly? Bucks the hood? Bucks the hood? Bucks the hood? How do you trade your evals? I usually risk 500, and then if I lose 500, I double up same day. I don't know. To be honest, I'd be implementing different strategies for evals. You liquidated me? That's okay, bro. I'm happy someone you guys made money. You just got the Zach. I don't know. I don't know what that means, bro. Can I get back a funded account 500? Of course. Yeah, I've brought back a funded that had like 200 bucks in it, bro. I was not a good trader back then. If I can do it, I believe you can do it too. I want to sit here and watch this inversion. If it happens, we don't know if it'll happen. We're back into that OG silver bullet fair value gap. Pretty nice short model here, I'll be honest. If you shorted 1050, the same thing happened yesterday, right? We long 1050 macro. This is also a 1050 macro protraction model. So if it's a bear market, this is your high. If it's a bull market, this can be your low. Or both ways. So man, hopefully next week we're no longer sick. Because it kind of drives me crazy. Hope that you see this through. Hope that 7. How did you guys do today, guys? How did you guys do today? Do you think we're gonna go back up? No, I think it would have done so here. My eyes, and this is really heavy, so my eyes go to honestly the full orga maybe. Is dollar moving up? If dollar wants to take previous day high, we could come down here. What's good, Bailey? Yeah, I remember, bro. I remember saying good luck, I think. You minus 500 today? That's not the worst. Got a calm 1.2K on 2 accounts locked out for the day so I don't lose my profits. Well done, brother. That's a good idea. Take your money, walk away. The week's over. Watch out for discount 15-minute FEG. Can you show how to set up SL and TP? I feel like you should know that already. If it's so strong a move, because that's just that's chasing. Where would I enter? Where would I put my stop loss? Where is it? You know. The only short I really could have taken was right here. It would have had to have been immediately. But my objective would have been 1.5. So like in hindsight, I could have immediately went short, but there's nothing in here for me. Bearish fair value gap here. Not something I would want to take, but definitely shortable. Yeah, you gotta make $500 more. 6884 short. 6884. Yes. 688 short 6884 all the way down there. What about buffer is best? Keep it above 2000, I would say. I'm sorry. Why is everyone saying sorry? You think Gattie's mad? No, I'm not mad, guys. No, we heard German? Nah, bro. Today's price action? Yeah. I like today's price action personally. Yeah, it's pretty good. Long from org to target. Accumulate above the buy side. We broke down. We didn't get that best case scenario target. We could still get it, right? Doesn't have to be right this second. 30-minute fair value gap. Trading in that now. The last thing I wouldn't trade it, but if this inversed, it would still be a 1050 macro protraction long. Um, I would tape read that. Something like this. Pretty much same idea as last time. Same idea as last trade. It would have to inverse though. This time from the 30-minute fair value gap, 30-minute order block. Retest London highs near true day open after sweeping 10 a.m. low. Is it better than this one? I like this one more. But if this candle went really strong, then you could argue it's better. Yeah, you could argue it's better. The way I would trade this is if this candle right here, this one, if it touches this and goes all the way back up to the high, that's a buy. It didn't do that. It left it. This happens a lot, you'll notice. It left it not traded to. How do you mark London highs? The highs high between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. I'll trade? I didn't take this trade, bro. I said it has to inverts. It's a sell? Yeah, maybe. You ping pong today over 50 RR posted on your server? Nice, bro. It would have to, this candle right here would have to immediately come up. Immediately. Because right now we respected this order block. If it comes up to 50% of that, right here, like that could be a buy. Target the equal highs. Otherwise, I think it's flat. I don't time mark yesterday's. I don't use that in my trading. I don't really need it. Take it, take it, take it. I mean, it didn't even form, so that would just be a rule break. Can I ask you, how did you manage to make a unique code as Gatie without any random number? What do you mean unique code? A unique code like Gatie. Gatie's my last name. How tall are you? I'm 5'11". What's good for Lee? This is NASDAQ, yeah. What's your ethnicity? I'm Arab. If these longs don't hold, next level 695. If this low gets taken out, I think this gets taken. Schwans. There's so many Germans in my chat, yo. Say Schwans. Schwans. Nice. Don't say it. Oh shit, it's too late, bro. Alpha Future doesn't let you have a default name without adding some crazy numbers? Wait, what? What are you talking about? Check the server? By the way, if you guys use my code with Alpha Futures, send me a message on Discord. I'll add you into December giveaway. Which ICT playlist 2022 is the best? What am I looking at? Clean trade, Dexter. I took the one eval long here. The entire 2022. Yeah, the entire 2022. It's all really good. I'll be honest. I mean, the first 15 are probably the best, but they're all really good. Flat. I mean, I'm not trading my live account for the rest of the month. I have my fundeds, but I don't know if I'll trade them. Long December weekends. Hey, no better time than this. Listen, you guys all need to be ready for 2026. That's it. That's what December is about, in my opinion. Preparing yourself for 2026. Would you choose a sports bike or a normal car? Probably a sports bike. I mean, sorry, normal car. A bike would be really cool, but just with the dangers and all. Should I have one 200K funded or 450Ks? 450Ks is more money to spend, but also bigger payouts. Do we have a breaker at the reversal? Right. Not really. Is there an SMT there? Yes. On ES, because of the SMT here, this is a breaker. This is actually a mitigation block, but because of the SMT. Good deals for funnage during Christmas? I hope so, man. They better give us some shit. Some Christmas presents. If you was in short since that breaker retesting 3 to 4 macros, would you hold? For me, I would go 3 macros at 10 a.m. low, and then runner for org low. Because that runner can really pay. So 66 points, take the bulk of it off, and you have a 133 point runner. Or org 50. Like I would aim for I would hold one runner. Let that runner do the work. Somewhere in here. I'd expect something like this to deliver as well. Something like that could be a good trade. Tape read. We'll wait a couple minutes, finish the journal, and then call it today. Shout out all my Germans, man. I guess they love me in Germany, huh? Orc 50's at 25656. I'm famous in Germany, huh? Famous in Germany. Interesting. I'm just setting up my journal. If this is bearish, notice I said if. This bearish order block should hold price. Once we get below here, should be speed. If it's bearish. Um, what else? One deviation. Yeah, that's it. This will become a mitigation block right here. High, low, lower high, lower low. The lowest down close candle body becomes your mitigation block. Um, So we'll just finish this off. It'd be nice just to see this move just collapse. Finish off the journal really nicely. Nice to see our weekly target get hit, right? We called that out on Sunday, actually. Very nice call for Sunday. So two very nice moves. Short from here. The silver bullet long. So this now becomes your mitigation block. I don't really want to mark it out, but it's this candle right here. I think we traded into a 15-minute discount. No, we didn't. I still think this is possible for today. Yeah, I do. I definitely do. Yes. Trading back into that mitigation block. Then I'll just label that. Make it simple. Maybe. Now, if we leave that range, it becomes a BPR. Are you on? No. Good week. Good week. Can you show us the highs and lows you determine the MB? The mitigation block? High, low, lower high, not sweeping out this, lower low. Right? This is your mitigation. Best scenarios for longs? We gotta get a breaker. We make a higher high now. This candle becomes a breaker. I would anticipate lunch to deliver the buy side, or stays range bound. But that's not what I'm. Like, honestly, right now, it's 50-50. Like, I'm not here to say take a trade because I see both sides right now. That's why I'm not even looking at potentially taking a trade. I think this is very probable for it to just finish for it to come down this low and not take out the morning low, the opening range low. I'd be pretty surprised. We are in discount of the range. True day open, midnight open. There's a 30-minute bullish fair value gap, 15-minute bullish fair value gap. So it's possible we find support here, and that's the continuation factor for higher. The way I see it is if we were going to take out these highs, it would have really happened here or here. So kind of wait and see. As of right now, though, I still think it can go down. Whoops. Like we'd have to get only if we got a breaker. I guess it's more of an if this than that. You watch T-Trade? No, I don't watch any other traders. Best way to full port eval? The best way would probably be to buy or sell a fair value gap. As of right now, bearish. Right now, but if we get a breaker, then I would switch my buys. Again, just ideas though, not something I would execute off of. Or would I? Um, yeah. You look tired? I am, bro. I'm sick. Sleep was terrible. Sore throat. No appetite. It's tough, bro. Think ES goes to 15-minute FPG and discount? Yeah, possible. You're that ill? No, I'm not that ill. But I'm a baby, bro. I ain't gonna lie. When I get sick, bro, it's the end of the world for me. Just an example if we need to use that up right now. Oh well, you could just sell it like right. So like, how would you use it as an entry if you're bearish? Yeah, as long as you're shorting somewhere inside of it. So for example here, even if you got a fill right there, stop loss at the high, stop loss at the lower high. Aim for your target, right? Depends what your target is. That'll tell you if it's worth taking the trade. So for example, who asked that question? Smiley. I'll put some sauce for you. If this is your target, let's just say, as long as you're entering in premium, if this is your target, as long as you're entering here, you're fine, right? If this is your target, as long as you're entering somewhere here, you're fine. But if you're only aiming for like this, you can't really execute that mitigation block. There's not enough room, you know? I think this is a best case scenario target right here. This volume imbalance, also really good target. This is a mitigation block here, yes, but this is actually a breaker MIDI because it's an SMT with ES. If you're gonna sweep this low and then move higher, very possible. I think it may give us a little juice below it, but who knows? Bearish for value gap. Again, I'm just tape reading this so I can go about my day. I will probably full port the last 15 minutes of trading or lunch. My evals. Um, I don't see myself trading my fundeds, if I'm being honest. This is another trade idea. Not the best risk to reward, but no, you could finesse it. You could finesse it. Put your stop at the green candle high there. Right now I have top step evos. Oh man. Hmm. Take supplements on a weekly basis, 2 to 3 times. Didn't want to trust a really good friend of mine, but real house with sickness and body pain. Could be right. You're tired of top step. Can you go live so I'll full port with you? I don't want to put anyone's full port on me, bro. Yeah, I don't like Top Step either, but Top Step's not a bad firm if you want to scale an account, like build a buffer, get you know, that would be my goal with Top Step. Good shit, Matt. Imitate Joe. Sorry, bro. I don't know. Try 10 milliliters of raw blood immunity booster. Guys, I don't have cancer. Okay, I have a flu. It's going around, and it'll go away soon. The blue area, all the way up here, daily bearish fair value gap. Make that more simple. Daily city low. It was my best case scenario target for higher today. My main target was November 12th high. That was my weekly target. Very nice to see that deliver. The low here is 674. I would want to see. Listen closely. Want to see 4 candles, probably 4. I still think it can go up there. Yeah, I agree. Personally, I agree. Did I say that? I don't remember saying that. We're still on that, bro. Listen, 2026, no one's allowed to say that shit, bro. We're all moving on. Where would I think it's gonna reverse? Maybe from org. Anywhere in here. Literally anywhere from here to here. I think is safe to assume. Anyway, this low is up for grabs if it wants to grab that. Doesn't have to. Anywhere in org, fill that up. This low, right? I like this low a lot because it has this bullish fair value gap right there. My opinion. Take care, Bailey. 2067 is gonna be insane. Alright, bro. Alright, brother. Whoa. Block low have to be down. Yes, it will be a down close candle. Made 62K. Nice, bro. I hope to see you live. I will be, bro. Your Discord's talking about my Discord's talking about jobs. Yeah, the study's gonna be whatever happens now. You know, I want to see org get filled. That would complete the study for me. Like see what lunch does because the move's not done in my opinion. So yeah, looks like it's done. I'm gonna fizzle out here. Fall short of the low. Did YM do something there? YM just made it now to 940. That's crazy work. All right, so pretty good study. This would be your 1050 protraction model short that I missed. Don't really care about this mitigation block. That was just more for you guys. Minus FEG. IO fed in there. 1050 macro. Get org 0.25 in here as well. 0.25. Pretty clean, I'd say. Pretty clean. Um, yeah, that would be it. So I would say weekly target hit. Once that weekly target gets hit, TGIF is fair game. I will admit, I thought it could go a little bit higher. Fell short of daily Libby low. So I'll be honest. Yeah, it definitely fell short there, but this isn't really tradable, so I'm not even gonna annotate that. This inversion, 1050 macro protraction. That's probably the best trade of the day, in my opinion, for me. You have 950 macro didn't really do much. Yeah, that's probably it for my analysis, I would say. Put that in there because that's just where we stopped. Not that that's relevant to me. We set these equal lows in here on the bodies, so I still think we can go lower. Um, I journal that. I still think we can go lower. But it may get weak in there. Yeah, that's pretty much all I want to journal. Pretty clear price action. First FEG right here. We can add that to the journal, I suppose. A little bit sloppy, but first presented fair value gap. So for the journal, right? If you don't journal like this, also looks like now we'll get that final move. Do you have a video on where you share your chart colors? I do. It's on YouTube. Should I long call or put? I think lower. There's the body equal lows. I know it's hard to see here on TikTok, but YouTube can see. You want to see the body. Whoops. The body go below this, right? Not the wick, because it's a body equal lows. We keep going lower here. I think we can deliver all the way down. I'll even put this. I'll just say priced. That's cool. And then I guess this sweep, right? Take out the short-term high. Assuming it continues. What is that candle? Wait. Did we? Who's we? Me and you? You and me? Yeah, on the eval. I only traded eval. Yeah, we took the long here on eval. We got stopped out. So I have $1,000. I have 1,500 left on that account. But I'm gonna risk 1,000 to make 2,000 later today. So I'll either pass or fail. Yeah, I think it's gonna continue lower personally. I am I am you and you is me. Still holding that short, aiming previous days low. Any advice? 4 minis? 4 minis, bro. You're asking me for advice, but let me ask you for advice, bro. Can you show your setup? In the Discord, I'll post a picture. Oh, 4 micros. I'm gonna say, bro, 4 micros. Um, any advice? Nah, you're in a good short, bro. Scale your stop, in my opinion. Yeah, I'll be trading PM session only because I have the evals that I want to finish. You feeling better? Nah, bro. I feel like shit, if I'm being honest. But tomorrow should be, or next Monday should be better. Should be back to normal. You gotta stop above the last bearish FEG right here. Yeah, I like to stop anywhere from here to here. It's coming. There it is. I do have my own Discord, yeah. Yes. Full screen chart, man. I wish I could trade like this, but I can't. When we go to Discord, I can. When we go to Discord, man, full chart here, second monitor, 2 charts, easy money. Find -1 of this leg. That's about as low as I would expect it to go. That's the speed we wanted to see. There's all the filling all that imbalance. There's org 50, half deviation. That's a partial for sure. That's like everything, really. That's like if you have, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but that's 3 cons, and you got 1 to the org low. That's how I would do it. That's just me. That's just me. Do I see reversal once we get a breaker? Brother, what is org? Org stands for opening range gap. I'm gonna show you. Ready? I'm gonna show you guys something. See this gap right here? That's an imbalance. Very often, price will return back into this gap. I use it every single day, personally. So far, we traded to 25% and 50% here. Now, I want to see a full closure. What did I just do? I want to see a full closure below that, like fully. But it doesn't have to do that. 50% is a good target. It's like a fair value gap that's there every single day. It's really cool. 8 a.m. 15-minute candle orb. I don't know. You'd have to run the back test on that. See how it does. It's not my style. My ego's too high to trade a strategy like orb. If you were bullish, what would I need to see? The breaker. Now, let's say hypothetically we inverse this. Okay, you could trade that, anticipating the breaker to form. But for me, in my model criteria, I need to take the trade. Like, I need to see the breaker, which would be all the way above here. So we'd have to see this green candle. We'd have to come above that. We'd have to do this. Then I would expect that. But as of right now, I still think there's one more leg lower. That's just me. What would you do now? I'd wait. Not orb. Like opening range breakout, or whichever side it breaks out from, just trade that. Like, nah. I need more precision, you know? I want your love and I want your revenge. Sorry, guys. The whole week was long, so does that mean the week? Sorry? What? You guys think higher now? Possible. Long? I would, like I said, I need a breaker. Making it easier for people to stick to the rules, hence why they do better over time. Oh, you're right. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right about that. Once strategy is really simple and it's really easy to get data on it, it's really easy to get conviction in it. It makes it easier for people. No, I don't. I'm not hating on the strategy. Just saying, me personally. It's a good trade, but it's fine. Whatever. Listen, you can only take what the market's gonna give you. You know. So if it's gonna give you trail stops, guess what it's gonna give you, bro? Leave a limit order 25644. I think it's gonna come down here. So if I'm leaving a limit order, get right here. If I had to try to snipe something, it would look like this. Now that's a lot for one day. But if I had to, I would try to snipe something like you guys can't see. What am I doing? I'm so stupid. I'm moving the chart as if TikTok will be able to see. Appreciate you, blood. Are you bullish? Nah. I mean, I was bullish going into the day. Orb's a good strategy. Orb's a great strategy. Thinking longs. For now, I still think it can go lower. Was 954 a breaker? Probably. Uh, no, 954 is a mitigation block. The breaker is 933. This is your breaker. Right here. Not on this time frame either. Well, yeah, I mean, you got the low, high, lower, low, higher, high. Say, call it these two candles. Because if I go to the 2 minute, I bet you. Yeah, right. So it's not the cleanest, but it's up here. What's a breaker? A breaker is simply the candle that led the candle that determined that structure has broken sides. So if we're trading like this, lower, 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 and then we break, there you can refer back to the candle here that got broken, right? And expect it to deliver. So as of right now, that's what's happening here, right? Lower, lower, lower. Now, if we were to break like this, you could refer back to the candle here. I'll make it green as a bullish breaker. But as of right now, we're still bearish. So, all right. Well, I think that is gonna terminate my tape reading. Org, Christ. And half standard deviation. So, don't see myself. Of course, now it starts to displace. As I said, I'm about to go. Always does this shit. Nothing on my fundeds. But I'm not trading my live account. So, but I did take the eval trade. We lost that one. FEG minus. Yeah, I want to see like 2 or 3 more candles deliver lower. Like, boom. That's what I want to see, but I'm not going to sit here and watch that. I appreciate you guys coming through to the live stream. My candle chart colors, that's on my YouTube channel if you want to watch that. Next week, no, I don't think so. I think we'll have another bullish week, potentially get... So now we have a monthly target in play. In my opinion, I think the monthly target all-time highs is in play. I would use this inversion fair value gap, this bearish fair value gap. I think that can deliver all-time highs. What's NVIDIA stock at right now? Make me happy real quick. Lame. Lame. NVIDIA expects about 97 billion in free cash flow this year and nearly 500 billion over 3 years. That's a good thing, right? The title is it's literally called like my trading view settings. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming through the live stream. I will see you guys live on Monday. I will most likely full port PM session. By full port, I mean risk the rest of my evals. Or I'll just do a 1-to-1 to make that $500 back. That way, next week I can full port. I like that more actually because there's probably not going to be a big move today. So the best option would probably be to just look for a 1-to-1, risk 500, make the 500 back, come back next week, full port that week. Anyways, appreciate you guys coming through to the live stream. I will see you guys live on Monday. Take care, stay safe, don't blow your accounts. Peace.